Okay, good morning all. Today's topic is nice and ugly domains. Before going to the nice and ugly domains, first of all, everyone know what is a domain, how the boundary of the domain will be maintained, and how boundary will be represented. So first of all, what is domain means? So domain is nothing but the range of values or the values of a variable. For example, once listen carefully, domain, for example, we have a variable called x. For example, we have a variable called x. For example, if we have a variable called x, it contains a values called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a set. Okay. X is a variable. It contains a value. Domain is nothing but it contains a values. It contains how many values from 1 to 5. So then the range of that the boundary of that variable is 1 and 5. Lower boundary is 1 and upper boundary is 5. That is the boundary of that variable. So that is called a domain. Domain is nothing but a set of values of a particular variable. It contains one or more boundaries. That is called a domain. Based upon these boundaries, we will represents the domain's representation. Okay, how it will be executed and how the input value is taken and how the output value will be represented. Based upon this range and the predications, we will decide. Okay, so is understandable for everyone what is a domain? Domain is nothing but a set of value. Here x is called a domain. It contains a set of values. It will have the range, that is it has the lower range and upper range. So the x values range is 1 and 5. When I am mentioning the domain closure diagram, once remember that in the last class I have explained the domain closure. So domain closure, I have already mentioned that two points, that is called minimum point and maximum point. So minimum point is one time for example, these closures will be opened at one time, closed at one time, and both will be open at one time. These are the different domain closure that we have seen in the last class. So that points are represented according to the range of that particular domain. For example, we are taking the domain X. The minimum point is 1. The maximum point is 5. Okay, so that is called domain. Or if we take a mathematical representation, we have already seen that if x is equal to 0, when it becomes 0 when x less than 0. Okay, if it will x equal to 1 when it will come when will be takes 1 if it is greater than 0. Some conditions will be represented. That conditions is nothing but the boundaries. Okay, that is called boundaries, or that is the domain boundary representation. Okay, see here, nice and ugly domain. Here, nice and ugly domain, in the name itself, we are telling that the domain which you are taking. For example, you are taking a domain called A or domain called B. It will considered as nice domain or ugly domain. So nice domain, in the name itself, nice. The domain will be the nice, means the representation of the domain, the input and output values will get according to the domain's range. It does not have any gaps. It does not have any holes. If that domain does not have these missing values, these all values, then that domain will have the that is called as nice domain. Ugly means, in the name itself, it is an ugly. The domain have some missing values, holes, so the domain is not represented correctly. So these all comes under ugly domain. First of all, we will see what is a nice domain. Then we will go for ugly domain. So nice domain, how you can tell that the domain is nice. Okay, so if the domain satisfies some properties, then the domain is called as nice domain. If a domain satisfies some properties, that is called nice domains or nice domain, or the domain is defined by an iterative process aimed at achieving satisfaction. Obviously, the domain is nothing but the values which you are taken or the boundaries which you are taken has to achieve the satisfaction of a user. The user, according to the user, you have to you have to do the process. Okay, so domains are defined by an iterative process. For example, this domain is executed, these domain values. For example, you are taking a values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be repeatedly, we will do the process. For example, you're taking a expression called x equal to a plus b, then a value is 1, b value is 2. Then a can have a set of values from 1 to 10, b can have a set of values from 1 to 10. This repetition process will be take until from lower range to the upper range. Okay, so the domain is defined by an iterative process. It has to be executed repeatedly until this repeated process will be executed until thus achieving users or buyer satisfaction. So users, up to the user satisfaction, this iteration process will not be stopped. Okay, so this domain, nice domain, these domains can be considered as a nice domains, means when a domains which satisfies some properties according to the domain boundaries, then these are called the nice domains. Okay, there are some properties related domain boundaries. Based upon the boundaries of the domain, it has to satisfy these properties, then that domains are called the nice domains. Okay, what are the properties? What will be the properties? Okay, so these properties, when these properties are applied to the domain testing, it will be very simple. Okay, so these properties will be applied when you're performing a domain testing. So that makes that if it is a nice domain, it makes that very simple execution. Or it is ugly domain, it produces complications. Okay, if we apply these properties, then it makes domain testing very simple. If you do not apply these properties, then it makes domain testing very difficult. Obviously, when when a domain satisfies these all properties, and then the domain testing will be simple. If it does not satisfy these all properties, then the domain testing will be difficult. Without these properties, you are doing domain testing, means it makes testing will be difficult. Okay, see what is a nice domain? Nice domain is a iterative process, so which achieves the user satisfactions. So nice domain takes the some properties which belongs to the domain's boundaries. Okay, so what are the properties? I'm saying that nice domain has to achieve some properties. What are the properties? Okay, we will see the different properties of nice domain one by one. Okay, so what is the properties of nice domain? In that, first property is two-dimensional domain. Two-dimensional domain. So name itself, it is a two-dimensional domain. So here, see, D is represented. See in this diagram, D is represented as domain. V1 and U1 are the boundaries. Compulsory domain has the two boundaries, minimum boundary and maximum boundary. So D11 is one domain. It has a boundary V1 and U1. Again, D2, D12, D13, D14, D15, these are all domains. It has two boundaries compulsory. See this, D12 coming to the D12, it has V1 as one boundary and U2 as another boundary. Like that, D15, it is also having V1 as one boundary and U5 as another boundary. Compulsory, it is having two boundaries. If you have the two boundaries closed, then this domain is in a safe position. That the domain is called a nice domain. Okay. So a domain which contains two boundaries, a domain which contains the minimum boundary and maximum boundary, that representation is called a two-dimensional representation. See, every domain from D11 to D35, every domain have minimum one boundary and maximum another boundary. Okay, so that representation is taken into the consideration as two-dimensional domain. Okay, so first point to test that a domain is a nice domain, it has to be in a two-dimensional format. Okay, that means two-dimensional format means nothing but representation in two-dimensional matrix. Not it means that like that. So two-dimensional domain means it has minimum and maximum boundary. A domain which is restricted in some boundary. Okay, it is not open. It is not open. It has to be in that boundaries only. That type of representation is called the two-dimensional representation. Okay, so the domain representation is called the two-dimensional domain. Okay, the first point, the first property of the nice domain is a domain has to be in a two-dimensional domain. That domain is called the nice domain. This is the first property that has to be satisfied when a domain is nice domain. Okay, the next property. Okay, the next property, linear. This is the another property that is said that this domain is a nice property. If a domain also satisfies the properties called linear property, if it satisfies the linear property, the domain is also called as nice domain. What is meant by linear property? So two-dimensional properties representing the domain in the two-dimensional format. So linear property is nothing but representing the nice domain boundaries can be described by using linear inequalities or equations. So a domain which is represented in the format of equation with some different operations, then that representation is called the linear representation. That domain is represented as the linear nice domain. Okay, nice domain boundaries. The boundary of the nice domain describes the boundary. So boundary is nothing but it has to be start from here, it has to be end from here. It should have the minimum boundary and the maximum boundary. So that boundaries are represented not only by the numbers, that can be represented in the format of linear equation. Okay, that is also called as nice boundary. So linear boundaries are most frequently used than the non-linear boundaries. So in linear boundary representation, we have linear boundary representation as well as non-linear boundary representation. So linear boundary representation comes under in the nice domain. Non-linear boundary comes under in the ugly domain. Okay, so boundary can be represented in linear representation as well as non-linear representation. Mostly nice domains are represented in linear representation only. Okay, linear boundaries are most frequently used than the non-linear boundaries. Okay, so when a boundary is in a non-linear format, you can also transform this non-linear boundary into linear boundary, that is ugly boundary into a ugly domain into the nice domain, also by using simple transformation format. Okay, so a nice domain should be a two-dimensional representation. A nice domain is also called as the boundary of the nice domain, which is represented in linear boundary. So I'm saying that the boundary has to be represented in linear boundary. That means it should be represented, the expression should be represented in a equation format. See here example. So this is an equation form. For example, the boundary of a particular x is a variable, x1 is a variable. The boundary of the x1 should be less than or equal to 10. Okay, should be less than or equal to 10. That means the boundary of the value of x1 should be less than 10. Okay, so the maximum value should be 10. The minimum value, for example, we are taking the minimum value is 0, means the value of the x1 should be 0 to 10. That initially when I am discussing in the domain definition, I am saying that so it has to be directly represented by numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here x value will be 1, y value my maximum range will be 5. Here I am not directly representing the domain range. I am representing in the equation format, linear equation format. Okay, that means in the equation format and representing the boundary of a domain. That one x1 less than 10 means the boundary of the domain must be less than or equal to 10. It should not be more than 10. Okay, that representation is called the linear representation in the representation of equations. Okay, see, it specifies the boundary of x1. That means the value should be less than or equal to 10. You are representing the boundary in the format of linear equation. This linear equation may contain inequalities like great. Here I took an example called less than or equal to 10. We can go for the operations called greater than or equal to, less than, greater than. These any equation operations, equality operation, you can take in the place of less than or equal to, which I have seen as an example. Okay, this is the representation. This is the another property which satisfies the nice domain. That is, represent the domain in the domain boundary in the format of linear equation. Okay, that is the second property. The third property comes to the complete boundary. See, listen carefully when explaining the topic, because this will be as complicated as so much complicated when you if you are not listening the class carefully. Okay, if you listen it carefully, it will be easy while you are learning. Complete boundary. So complete boundary, complete, the boundary should be complete. It should not have any gaps when you are defining the boundary. See the diagram, this is called some domains, A domain, B, C. Okay, we are taking a variable called A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so here A boundary is represented from A to A, B to B, C to C, D. So complete boundary means the example of complete boundary is C, D. So D does not have any gaps while it representing the boundary from boundary. So that is called the complete boundary. Coming to the A to E, it has some gaps. That is not a complete boundary. They are called an incomplete boundary. So complete boundary is nothing. A boundary which is a complete boundary, then that a particular domain is called a nice domain. Okay, a nice domain boundary or complete. So if the boundary which is taken for a domain should be complete, then it is called a complete boundary. Nice domain boundary or complete because they cover from the plus infinity to the minus infinity. Here the complete boundary range starts from the plus infinity to the minus infinity. Okay. The advantage of complete boundary is one set of tests is needed to confirm the boundary no matter how many domains it bounds. So how many domains you are taken is not a consideration. The final representation of the boundary should be complete. It should not contain any gap. Then it is called the complete boundary. Okay. So here D is a complete boundary. This is the third property in the nice domain. And the next one is systematic boundary. The systematic boundary is a simple representation like this complete boundary only. But here complete boundary, we took the dimensions boundaries between from plus infinity to the minus infinity. Here we will represent the boundary in the format of functions. See, we are taking the boundary in the format of f1 of x greater than or equal to k1. In the constant format, we will take the functions. Okay, so here in systematic boundary we will take multiple functions. It automatically, so if first boundary is represented, automatically the next boundaries also will generate. Okay, that is called systematic boundary. According to the first, remaining functions also boundaries will be generated. That is called systematic boundary. Systematic boundary, the domain inequalities are related by a simple function like constants are known as systematic functions. Systematic boundary. See, in the function format, the systematic boundary will be represented. So in the below example, these are the systematic boundaries. See, the first example set of parallel lines. For example, the first example, f1 of x greater than or equal to k. It can also be represented as f1 of x greater than or equal to g of 1 of c. C is a constant. Okay. When for parallel line is represented for first equation, the boundary, according to the boundary of the first equation, it represented a parallel line. Automatically, the remaining equations also generated. Okay. So the second example is set to parallel lines which are systematically placed between the parallels, automatically generated. As parallel lines, the boundaries will be generated systematically. And systematically means nothing but in parallel format, it will be represents the boundary. If the values are systematic and if you give one test for it, then the rest of the test can be automatically generated. If you're doing a test for a particular function, it's more than enough. Automatically, the remaining testings will be done systematically because they are parallel to one each other. It will execute systematically. It will generate automatically. The test will also produces systematically one after the other equations. That is called the systematical boundaries. In the systematical boundary representation, although the domain, the parallel line should not contain any gaps like in previous diagram. Okay, if gaps arises means that they are called as holes. So there is an the boundary is not correct. That means the boundary is not correct. They are considered as ugly. Okay. So the parallel lines in the systematic boundary also should be in complete format. Okay, complete boundary format. So next one is orthogonal boundary. So orthogonally boundary is the boundary has to be represented perpendicularly to the axis. That representation is called the orthogonal boundaries. Okay, see in the diagram, see the representations are the boundaries are represented in perpendicular to one each other. Okay, perpendicular, it is represented in the perpendicular representation. That representation is called the orthogonal boundary. Again, this representation is done based upon some equation only. Okay, for the range only. See here, two boundaries set here. To represent it is a perpendicular, we will take the two boundaries u and v are said to be orthogonal. It has to, u should be perpendicular to v. V should be perpendicular to v. Then it is called the. For example, if you have some boundaries of u have the 6 boundaries and we have some 4 boundaries, then u boundary should be perpendicular to v boundary. Total 10 boundaries will be represented for you. That 6 boundaries has to be perpendicular to the 4 boundaries. Then it is called as orthogonal boundary representation. Then that particular domain is called as nice domain. It has to be represented, it has to be displayed in a perpendicular form. See, two boundary sets u and v are said to be orthogonal. When it is said to be orthogonal, if v is perpendicular to u. So, okay, if two boundary sets are orthogonal, then can be tested independently. So the testing has to be done. It is not done systematically. It is done independently. Okay, every boundary has to be tested. For example, if we have 6 boundaries for u and 4 for v, then we confirm that the total number of boundaries are u plus v. That is called 6 plus 4, 10 boundaries will be displayed. That is called order of n equal to 10. This is the next representation of nice domain. So first one is the nice domain has to be in 2-dimensional. It has 2-dimensional representation. Then it should the nice domain can also be taken as nice domain as when it is in a linear format. Next one is it has to be in complete boundary. If it satisfies the properties of complete boundary, it has next it has to satisfy the property of systematic boundary. Next, orthogonal boundary. If any one property satisfied, it is enough that you can say that it is a nice domain. Okay. So the next domain is called the convex and simple connectivity. Both are one to each other. Both are represented equal only. Simple connected is nothing but connecting from one point to the another point. So minimum point to the maximum point has to be connected completely without any gap. That is called simple connected. Convex connected. First, see convex connected. Convex connected. See this diagram. So this the representation. See, it is represented in a circle or some shape. So that is called the boundary. So when you are representing a 2 points from and joining the 2 points, the line should be in a convex in the boundary itself. Then it is called the convex boundary. That line, the points, which points at 2 points you are connecting, that has to be in the boundary itself. Then it is called the convex boundary. If the point you're representing outside the and if the connections comes outside the boundary, then it is called convex. Then it's not a nice domain. Then it's called a ugly domain. Okay, see, the connections is called nothing but a simply connected. Okay, convex. See, convex means for any 2 boundaries with the 2 points, we are taking any boundary. If for any boundaries with 2 points placed on them or combined by using a single line. So then all points on the line are within the range. That points has to be within the boundary range. Then it is called a convex point. See, I have taken 4 points and joined 2 points. These 2 lines are in the boundary itself. It is not outside the boundary. Then representation is called the convex representation. See, Nice domain supports convex property, whereas dirty domains does not. When you coming to the ugly domains, that that particular point connection will be outside the boundary. So half of the let be outside the boundary, or half will be in the boundary, half will be outside the boundary. Then it is called the dirty domains or ugly domains. Okay. Next one is simply connected. Nice domains are simply connected because they are all available at one point as whole, but not in other domain, distributed in other domain. So we can have the multiple domains, but each domain will have each domains will have boundaries. So simply connected means nothing but connecting these points, connecting the lines or connecting the points that are available at one place only. Okay, so that point should not be entered into the other domain range. Then that is called the simple connected. Simple connected and convex domains are related to each other. That's why I have explained these two properties at one place. So convex property as well simple property is same, but convex property, the points again you will point in the boundary. Again you will represent in the boundary. But simple connectivity is the points which are connected is the boundary. Okay. After connecting all these points, that is the boundary. But in convex, in the boundary, again you will join some 2 points. Okay, so that is called convex. So the nice, if a domain is said to be a nice domain, means these properties has to be satisfied. Okay, so what are the properties that has to be satisfied to determine that a boundary is a nice domain? It has to be a 2-dimensional. It can be a linear. It can be a incomplete boundary. Sorry, complete boundary. Next, it can be a systematic boundary. Then it can be in convex and simple boundary. Next, next one is last orthogonal boundary. If any one of these properties satisfied, the domain is called the nice domain. Okay, it does not contain any gaps. It does not contain any holes. It does not overlap one boundary to the another boundary. So these all comes, if it does not contain these all problems, then they are called nice domains. Coming to the ugly domains. So in the nice domain, we have another one is consistent closure. So consistent closure. So see in this diagram. So we have different boundaries called x comma a2, x comma a5, y comma k1 to y equal to k1 plus bx2, y equal to k3 to bx. These are some these are some conditions. According to these conditions, these domains are represented. So the domains which are considered as consistent. Consistent means it will be correct. The domains are said to be a consistent closure. When the domain which you are representing, say x is equal to a1 to x is equal to a3, the representation has domain representation has a shaded lines. The shaded lines is nothing but representing it is a consistent closure. Okay. So that type of representation, that type of boundaries are called the consistent closure. What is a consistent closure boundary means? Consistent closure are the most simple and fundamental closure that gives a systematic results after performing this required analysis. After completion of required analysis, it will represent a result in the systematic format and it will be consistent, correct. It will be in correct form, consistent form. Okay. The following figure shows that shaded lines on the boundary shows the domain consistence of shading lines. It is a domain consistent. To give the separation that it is a consistent domain, it is a normal complete boundary or perpendicular boundary. So according to that, we can differentiate the consistent closure and normal domain representation. So consistent means that there is a simple pattern to the closure. For example, using the simple relation operator for all boundaries at a set of parallel lines. Okay, it represents in the parallel lines. System again, yeah, I am saying that the systematic result in systematic boundaries, the result will be in the parallel line. That's why the consistent closure domain lines also in parallel line, but it is not a systematic boundary. It is a consistent closure. That's why the parallel lines are represented in the shaded lines form. Okay, that is called the consistent closure. These are some properties to define that it is a nice boundary, nice domain. Coming to the ugly domain. So in the ugly domain, in the name itself, it is ugly. That means the domains which does not have a complete boundary, a domain which does not link the points in between the convex. So the boundary does not have a systematic representation. It does not have a shaded consistent closure. These all comes under the ugly domain. Okay. So generally, why ugly domain arises means, generally ugly domain arises because of bad specification. Okay. So for nice domain also, if you perform a good specification or if you perform a good requirement, then the domain will be the good, nice. If you use the bad specification, then the domain will be ugly. Okay. Some domains are born ugly. Initially, there are some domains are without specification also, it born itself as a ugly domain. Some will come according to the specification. Okay. So and some are uglified by bad specification. Some comes with the bad specifications. So if ugliness occurs due to bad specification, it is harmless. The programmer will make ugly to the good. So borning itself ugly is difficult to make it nice. But by bad specification, the domain is changed to a ugly domain, then the programmer itself, he can change that specification into the good specification and makes the domain into a nice domain. It does not have any problem. Okay. So by making that a domain ugly by specification, it can be changed into a transformed into a good domain. So in the first, when I'm explaining in a linear boundary, non-linear boundary can also be changed into a linear boundary by using a simple transformation. So ugly can be converted into nice when it is the programmer's mistake, programmer's bad specification, they can change. Okay. Born domains cannot be changed. So which domains are called as ugly domains? So the domains which are ambiguityness and contradiction. A domains which contains ambiguityness. Ambiguity means confusion. Contradictions means it does not have a consistent value. So the conditions are not correct. These all comes under the ugly domain properties. Okay. First, domain ambiguity or the holes in the input. Generally, when you're defining a domain chart, it does not contain any holes or any gaps. Okay. If domain complexity is more, like income tax code such as constitutes bugs. If the domains you have to calculate is complexity, obviously the domains it takes a bad specification, it is transferred to a ugly domain. So two kinds of contradictions are possible. They are in contradiction, we have overlap domain and overlap closure. So these are possible in the contradiction. Ambiguity is nothing but confusion, or ambiguity is nothing but confusion which have the holes in the input values, then ambiguity will be arises. Or the calculation you are performing is not correct, then it comes under the ambiguity. While in the contradiction, overlaps will be done from one domain to the another domain, or overlap closure is done, then they comes under the contradiction. See here diagram. I think it will be clear. See, these are the two domains called A and B. So A is have some domains, B is have some domain. See here rectangular representation is called A domain, A range. B range is B rectangular. But coming to the B does not have one end close. One end is open. So that open is called the missing boundary. It does not have any boundary, that is called the missing boundary. When a domain have a missing boundary, it comes under the ugly domain. Or next one is contradiction will have nothing but overlapping. So overlapping domains. See, A domain is overlapped with the B domain. So in that place, the black color place. So the black color place cannot be decide which domain's representation is that. Okay, that is called overlap domain, and it's come under the ugly. Next one, see, holes. Ambiguity is nothing but holes. See, gaps between the A domain. See here, A domain range have some gaps. That is called holes. That is an not a complete domain. Okay, it is an ugly domain. And the closure, dual closure. Here, see there, we have the dual closure. One, not a single closure in A domain. It has a dual closure is overlap to the another closure. Then it is called the overlap closure. So when a particular domain arises this type of problem, then they are called ugly domains. One is ambiguity, another one is contradiction. Okay. So the next one is simplifying the topologies. So we have another conflicts like this: convex representations. Programmers and tester reaction to complex dimension is simplified. So these see this left side diagrams are complex domains and right sides are the simplified domains. Okay. The three general cases of concavities: holes, disconnected pieces. First one will have the missing. These are all comes under the convex. See, in the boundary, we have some holes. Okay, these are all representation of convex representation. Okay, these can be simplified into concavities, can be simplified into convex. Holes can be simplified. Holes can be transformed into filling the holes. Holes is nothing but the gaps in the boundaries, gaps in the range of the domain that has to be simplified by closing their holes. Next one, joining the pieces. So if they have in the boundary two different pieces, we can join these two pieces without any overlap. Okay, if we join these two domains, generally it will have overlap. Without overlapping, we have to join these two pieces. See this first one, so missing, making it convex. See, so when in the convex, when you are taking 2 points and joining the 2 points, that should be in the range of that convex. So here I'm taking 2 points, one in inside the convex point, one is outside the convex point. Then it will have the half part of the line will be, half part of the connection will be in the convex and half part will be in the outside the convex. Why? Because the representation of convex is not in a correct shape. That has to be changed to concavity, has to be changed to convex by closing these all domains. See, everything is closed. If you take any points in this rectangular, that will be compulsory in the inside the convex only. So concavity is converted into the convex. Concavity is a ugly, which is converted to convex, means you are converting into a nice domain. Next one is a boundary, which is generally a boundary which have the rectangular representation, means it is a nice generally. So in the first example, see, it is not in the rectangular representation. That's why it is a concavity. It is an ugly. So with the points which are taken will be, some will be inside the diagram and some will be inside the boundary and some will be the outside. So that has to be changed into the nice by making it as rectangular. The boundary has to be in a rectangular position as a two-dimensional position presentation. Okay. So next one is, it is a left side diagram. There is a boundary, but it has some holes. That means gaps that has to be filled by some other values. Okay, that is filling the holes. The third one is, we have another representation that is called the two pieces of boundaries. So two pieces of domains can be joined in this right hand side. That is the simplification of concavities, holes and disconnected pieces into convex, filling the holes, joining the holes. By converting these types to that type, convective to convex, means we are converting ugly domains to the nice domain. Transformation also can be done by ugly to the nice domains. These are the different representation and of ugly and nice domains. So we have seen the properties of the nice domain, how you can represent a nice domain, what are the different ugly domains, how the ugly domains can be transferred into the nice domains. This is up to the concept of nice and ugly domains. Okay, thank you.